Tonight on Colonial Sports Center, the Colonials football team looking to dance on into the end zone. But will it all come crashing back to earth? And we hit the ice. How do the Colonials look in the shaky CHA? Plus Ryan Zabinski in studio with Matt Davies while the ladies go on and get rough, get tough, off in search of a victory up at the North Athletic Complex. So shake your group thing, shake your group thing. TC starts right now. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Colonial Sports Center alongside homecoming queen nominee and loser Kelly Burke. I'm Andrew Chiappese.
You're just jealous that I got an escort to the desk last week and you still have to wander in here by yourself. I get all the love and you just get the football highlights.
I do get the football highlights, and it's always been a heated rivalry, but the Wagner-Robert Morris gridiron battles have gotten downright nasty the past couple of years. Last year, the Colonials stole a win at Wagner with a goal line stand in the final minute of play. This year, the Seahawks came to the Joe Walton Stadium looking to knock off the first-place Colonials off their perch. Needless to say, the Colonials are now in a precarious position. First half, first quarter, RMU up by 3, and following a fumble recovery, Eric Swalinski hits Mario Hines in the back of the end zone. RMU up 10-0 early on. But on the ensuing kickoff, things get crazy. Al Phillips back deep to receive the kick, and he takes off. Chews up and spits out the special teams unit, breaks one tackle, and then goes down the sideline, and they're not gonna get him. 10-7 RMU after the big kickoff return. A huge momentum swing for the Seahawks. Early second, the Hines hookup working well. Supa moving like a cheetah on speed. Gets the big boy out in front, gets a block, and finally gets put back in his cage after a 53-yard gain. And following a punt here, the defense is going to help step up for Robert Morris. Michael Landers in his first start at safety, have some. Picks off Matt Abbey. The Colonials able to get the ball back, and there was much rejoicing. On third down, Swalinski finds a lunging Julian Ellison, and the Colonials are able to get 3 off with the leg of Michael Walzer. 13-7 RMU. Wagner with one last chance before halftime. It's Abbey dropping back to pass to Jason Butler out of the backfield. Nothing but green in front of him. Gets a block, turns it down the sideline, all the way down to the 2-yard line. And then Matt Abbey dropping back from his own, and is going to hit Davis for an easy 6. Wagner goes up by 1 at halftime. Second half, and really this is the only good spot for the Colonials offense. The only first down of the half. It is at the 10:35 mark of the third quarter. Fourth quarter now, last chance RMU. Swalinski can't hit Alvin Hill. Second down, overthrows the tightly covered Julian Ellison. And on third down, he's going to miss the wide open and now visibly frustrated Mario Hines. RMU does have a chance here late, forces a Wagner punt for a last gasp, but Landers hits the punter Peter Check. First down Wagner, game over. One last look. It is a close call as you take a look at Landers coming in, but it is still a penalty and still an RMU loss. RMU falls to 3-3 on the season, 2-1 in the Northeast Conference. Wagner moves into first place, 4-1 on the season, 2-0 in the Northeast Conference.
As we saw in the last 2 Colonial football games, it takes more than skill and talent to win a football game. Coach Joe Walton spoke about the lack of determination and intensity the team has after a meeting on Tuesday.
They wanted the game more than we did. They played harder than we did. We had some guys that were trying, but we didn't have the intensity that Wagner had. I don't know if we have a very intense team. They're showing that the last couple of weeks. They don't snap out of it. They're going to get beat every week. We're still in this. We got a chance to win the conference, but not the way we're playing now. They better get their act together and see where it goes from there.
Not only is Coach Walton looking for more intensity, he's looking at a new quarterback. Sophomore quarterback Camden Krause will make the first start of his career Saturday at Central Connecticut State in place of beleaguered starter Eric Swilinski. Krause made a cameo appearance in the season finale last year. We caught up with him after practice.
After 2 disappointing losses in 2 weeks, the Robert Morris football team is looking for a spark, with Coach Joe Walton giving sophomore Camden Krause his first career start as the Colonials take on NEC rival Central Connecticut State this Saturday in New Britain.
Monday we had a team meeting and I was approached by Eric, and he said that I was getting the nod this week, that he'd played bad the last 2 games and they were going to give me a shot to see what I can do with the offense.
Since Monday's announcement, Krause has been working with the first team offense to prepare for his 07 debut against the Blue Devils.
Really, we just want to make sure that he's on the same page as us. As a receiver and quarterback, timing is everything.
I'm sure the nerves will be there, but all in all, you just got to be a football player, go out and be confident, know your offense, and see what happens.
I'm confident in the way he can do. He has a strong arm. He exudes confidence.
With the team behind him, Krause will be looking to jumpstart an offense and get the Colonials back to their winning ways and into the hunt for an NEC championship. For Colonial Sports Center, I'm Dan Yost.
The two quarterbacks stack up relatively evenly as far as the superficial stats go. Krause gives up 2 inches and 20 pounds to the bigger, older Swilinski. Krause is also sort of a local boy, hailing from Snowshoe, PA, just outside of State College, and from Bald Eagle High School. Swilinski, a native Ohioan, went to Shadyside High School. He started 21 games, appeared in 25 in his 3-year career so far. This will be Krause's 2nd game and 1st career start.
Before heading to Central Connecticut State, the Colonial coaching staff is making a few other changes as well. Vince Volpe will be back from his injury and at right guard. Corey Kanicki, Ryan Listhrop, and Reed Flowers will all sit out as Jeff Link and Chris Moeller replace them.
Oh, and there's a football game this weekend, too. The Newlet Colonials will have to worry about another tough running game, and the Colonials are a bit battered on defense, and Central Connecticut State will look to take advantage this weekend with that power running game. While there's no Justice Hairston to worry about this year, the likelihood of another 23-17 2-overtime thriller is still high. Kickoff from New Britain is at 1 p.m. You can listen live on WPIT 7:30 a.m. or on Yahoo Sports. You can be a winner. Colonial Sports Center has a $25 gift card to Dick's Sporting Goods available, and it could be yours.
All you have to do is instant message CSC by our 3rd commercial break, which comes up near the end of the show. IMS, say what's up, and you'll be entered to win.
The details are there on your screen. Send the barrage now. We'll be back in 60 seconds. It's okay, Penguins fans. You can come down off of the bridge.
Sidney Crosby's foot is fine, even if the Pens have had an average start to the season.
A lackluster 1-2 start to the season prompted Penguins coach Michael Therrien to say Wednesday night, quote, "It's pretty simple. We can do the pom-poms, we can have the fans cheering. It's got to start with these guys. Right now, I don't think we have the desperation." Penguins will try to shake off their 3-2 loss to Montreal with the road game Saturday in Toronto. Face-off is at 7 p.m. on FSN Pittsburgh.
The Pittsburgh Panthers set out to break their 3-game losing streak when they hosted Navy at Heinz Field last night. Pitt's freshman LaShawn McCoy rushed for 165 yards and recorded 3 touchdowns, but it was Navy's Joey Bolin and a 29-yard field goal that put Navy up in double overtime. Pitt could not convert from 4th and goal from the 2 as they handed Navy the 48-45 victory.
And the Pittsburgh Steelers are back on the Super Bowl track after a 21-0 dismantling of the Seattle Seahawks. Pittsburgh had 4 key starters out, including top defenders Troy Polamalu and Casey Hampton, but that mattered little to the Steelers. Running back Willie Parker had another strong game on the ground, pushing him back to the top of the league leaders in rushing. The Steelers have this week off, and they'll have to get healthy before a Sunday night matchup at Denver.
The women's soccer team came back to town this weekend for matchups against Sacred Heart and Fairleigh Dickinson. At 3-6-2, the Colonial started things off Friday afternoon at the North Athletic Complex. Game 1, Robert Morris and Sacred Heart. Emily Schock tries using her head but winds up landing on it instead. She would be okay. Lindsay Elliott, welcome to the North Athletic Complex. Elliott tries finding the goal, but instead she finds the leg of one of the Colonials. Still scoreless, Mario Lemieux's daughter on hand as the ball girl. She must have given Katie Kirkpatrick some tips on how to throw a hip check. Jess Onifer is tending the goal for Robert Morris. Watch this save from Onifer, not once, but twice. Sacred Heart's offense was coming on strong towards the end of the game. Towards the end of regulation, they'll come up with a shot off Onifer. She says no again. They'll try one more time, but Jess Onifer says, I want overtime. And she'll get just that. Not one, but 2 overtimes for the Colonials. Strong defense by Schock to finish off the game, keep the game scoreless after 2. Game 2 is Robert Morris and Fairleigh Dickinson. Though scoreless heading into the second half, Colonials on offense, Rachel Dererico is able to come up with the big save. RMU tries again, but the defense is there once again. Kathleen Caggiano finally finds the inside of the net. Colonials up 1-0. RMU comes up with the ball again. Caggiano again. She finds the empty net for Robert Morris to go on 2-0 victory. She also became the NEC Rookie of the Week for the 3rd time this season.
Well, we sent our own Todd Lewis out with soccer goalie Matt Felice last week, so we're bringing in Felice's teammate Ryan Zabinski to talk things over with our own Matt Davies. Gentlemen, it's all yours.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Ryan Zabinski, and this guy can straight ball out on the soccer field. This guy he needs 5 more assists to break the all-time RMU record. Junior year, he's the North Athletic Region All-American. What does this mean to you, Ryan?
Well, it's always nice to be recognized for your performance throughout the seasons and your career. Just kind of shows that all the hard work and the training you've spent throughout preseason, regular season is paid off. But most importantly for me would be win another Northeast Conference Championship at the end of this year.
Do you expect to play at the next level, the MLS or anywhere else?
It's been a goal of mine to play professional soccer, whether it's here in the States or overseas, and wherever I would be given the opportunity to play. I would be more than happy to continue playing after here.
In your family or anywhere else, who has been your biggest influence?
I think probably my parents, and along with my club coach from back home. My parents have always been very supportive. They've come to all my high school games. They come to most all of my college games. And as far as my club coach, I started playing with him when I was 9. And he trained me until I was 18, until I came here. So he played professional too, and he's always been very supportive about everything, and telling me that if I really want to, I can continue playing afterwards.
That's always great to have. In balancing school and soccer, has it ever come to you that you might want to give up soccer to focus more on your academics?
Soccer is pretty much #1 in my life right now. I kind of come to school just so I can play soccer. That first year was probably the most that I struggled with, just kind of getting used to all of managing the classes, the practices, along with traveling. And but after that first year, you kind of just learn to manage your time and know what you can and cannot do.
From last year to this year, in other words, from your junior year to your senior year, how would you rate your performance from your junior year to your senior year?
At this point, I'd say it's pretty similar. I mean, the last year at the start of the season, I struggled a bit, and you know, my coach and assistant coach are always there, just kept pushing me and stuff. And it wasn't really into the conference play, the last 9 games, that that I really started to pick up and play the way I can. And it's kind of similar this year.
What has been your greatest achievement on the soccer field?
I think I have to be sophomore year when we won the conference tournament and we got a bid to the NCAA tournament. And you know, that's probably one of my fondest memories from soccer. You know, from growing up until now, you know, the feeling, you know, never really leaves you. Especially going out to Monmouth and beating them at their field. So
RMU was definitely the right choice for you.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, we're here with Ryan Zabinski. Thanks, guys. Back to you.
All right, Colonial Sports Center has a $25 gift card to Dick's Sporting Goods available, and it could be yours. All you have to do is instant message CSC by our third commercial break at CSC Live, which is third commercial break comes up at the end of the show. IM us, say what's up, and you'll be entered to win. When CSC returns, we're hitting the ice. The CHA commissioner talks about the future of the conference while the men's team plays an exhibition. CSC is back in 60, 59, 58, 57.
The men's ice hockey team kicked off the season Sunday with an exhibition game against Ryerson. The Colonials were without captain Rob Cowan and will be again this weekend in Alaska, as Rob and his wife Erin are expecting their first child any day now. Cowan watched from the stands as the Colonials welcomed the Ryerson Rams to the Clearview Arena. Colonials starting with birthday boy Christian Boucher in net, sporting the new jerseys. Chris Margot says, "Let's not waste any time." 45 seconds in, RMU goes up 1-0. Tied at 1, Ryerson's Kevin Kronowski finds the upper corner over Boucher. Tied the game up at 1. 3-1 Rams heading into the second period. Newly named captain Joel Gasper dumps his first of the season in, and from then on, it would be all Colonials. Dave Bogoslawski makes this shot look easy, followed by another goal by Brett Hopfe, who finds his own rebound and puts it in to set the score at 6-4. Third period, Sean Bergstresser gets rejected on his first shot, but he won't give up. He'll take his own rebound off of Tom Biondich for his first goal of the season. Bergstresser then teams up with Ryan Crothers to go under the arm of the goalie for the 8-5 Colonial victory. Bergstresser went on to be the #1 star of the game with 1 goal, 2 assists. Jim Patterson, his first game as a Colonial, he gets the win after making 5 saves over Ryerson.
With the men's ice hockey team off in Alaska for the Nye Frontier Classic, the athletic department and the CHA are working on finding a resolution for a shaky situation. As Colonial Sports Center told you last week, with Wayne State dropping men's hockey, the CHA likely won't stay as it is. Commissioner Bob Peters told Colonial Sports Center today that many of the current conferences have moratoriums in place preventing expansion. Also, while several Division III schools may be interested in moving up to Division I hockey, they would have to move their entire athletic program to Division I to comply with new NCAA rules. The CHA is involved in multiple discussions right now regarding various solutions, including a possible deal with the Atlantic Hockey Conference where 1 or 2 programs would move to the CHA. CSC will keep you updated as this story develops.
The women's ice hockey team's schedule hasn't gotten any easier as they faced #1 ranked Wisconsin this past weekend. Sophomore Mallory Giambra scored her first of the season late in the third, but no other Colonial was able to produce. Wisconsin went on to finish 3-1. Despite the loss, goalie Brianne McLaughlin came up with 41 saves Saturday night. Last week, she posted an 0-3 record against the top-ranked teams in the country. McLaughlin earned the honor of CHA Defensive Player of the Week while totaling 121 saves and allowing 9 goals in 3 games.
We're going to return to the gridiron with CSC's football analyst Bill Romango. Bill, thanks for joining us.
Not a problem.
It's been a series of rough weeks.
It has.
Although not for you, Mr. Homecoming King.
Yes.
Series of rough weeks for the Colonials, so Coach Walton has decided to shake things up a bit. Let's look first at the offense. New quarterback, some new key pieces at tight end and fullback with some younger players getting more snaps. How does the offense adjust this week against the Blue Devils?
Well, I think the biggest adjustment is going to have to come between the receivers and the quarterback. Camden Krause, obviously a new guy, and you have to get adjusted to many things as a receiver, whether it be the timing of his passes, if he throws the ball quicker or holds on to it longer. Also, how fast he snaps the ball into your hands. Different quarterbacks like to throw the ball with different velocities, and the receivers have to get adjusted to that. They've been doing it all week and been doing a great job. Camden's looked great during practice all week and should come up big for the Colonials this weekend.
We'll get more to Camden later on, but let's switch gears, talk about the defense a little bit. Bruised and battered right now, despite a valiant effort. Looks like both Marcus Zmansky and Jonathan Robinson should be back, if not this week, then next week. What's the defense's chief concern this week against CCSU?
The defense's big concern is to stop Central Connecticut's various different offensive schemes. They run between 40 and 50 offensive schemes, whether it's between different personnel lined up in different positions. So the safeties are going to have to come up big for Robert Morris to be able to defend where the Central Connecticut State players are lining up, whether it's in trips formation, banana bunch formation, if they have 2 tight ends, 3 tight ends. Robert Morris is going to have to respond to that, and hopefully the young guys that are filling in for some of our injured players can do a good job of that.
We haven't seen Camden Krause in action yet. What's he like in the huddle? What kind of quarterback is he? What are his strengths?
Camden Krause, number one, he gets rid of the ball very quickly, something that Eric Slinsky was having problems doing with in the past. Also, Camden is able to scramble a little bit better. He's a smaller guy, a little bit more athletic than Eric was. So we'll see if that can come up big for us in this weekend's game.
All right, we'll shift gears to last week's game now versus Wagner. Why don't you just take us through some of the key moments in that 20-13 loss?
Well, I'd be happy to. Let's go to the video. Here you can see the Colonials on offense. We're going to freeze it for you right here. Flea flicker play. Eric has all kinds of time as the great fake by Ryan Listrop. He finds Mario Hines streaking in the back of the end zone. Touchdown Colonials, puts them up 10-0 at that point. But uh-oh, here comes Al Phillips, DB for Wagner, and also a return specialist. As we freeze the video, you can see a lot of Colonial defenders looking to break through their blocks and make the tackle, but first thing you got to do on kickoff is make the tackle. Now we'll let it play. And about 3 guys right there missed the tackle. Mike Walzer takes a bad angle, and Nate Argenta just not quick enough to catch the speedy Al Phillips. Wagner, big game-changing moment for them right there as they close the deficit 10-7. Then we see a nice run by Miles Russ, and we freeze it. You see a lot of the offensive linemen and tight ends for Robert Morris getting on the Wagner defenders. The only man to beat is the safety, and he does that. But he's finally taken down by the shoestrings on the 28-yard line by the defensive back. And then we're going to see a great defensive play. We're going to freeze it. Nate Argenta came across in motion to cover the running back and makes a great stop in the backfield on 3rd down to get Wagner to punt so Robert Morris could have one more chance. Unfortunately for Robert Morris, though, whether he was blocked into him or whether he just fell into the kicker, either way, it is a penalty. We're going to take a closer look at it, and you can see here Kind of looks like Mike Landers was blocked into the kicker, but it's very hard to tell from that angle. The refs made the call that they thought was right. Maybe some of the Colonials and their fans didn't think so. But that's just some of the things that you have to deal with on a weekly basis when you're playing college Division I football. So it was a tough loss for Robert Morris, and hopefully they can rebound this weekend here against Central Connecticut.
All right, thanks, Bill. We're almost there. Just an asshat stands in the way of the end of the show.
So stick around. Colonial Sports Center will be right back.
We are not so much awarding a new asshat this week as we are taking out the polish and adding some shine to a Hall of Fame member. Yankees owner George Steinbrenner told a local newspaper this week that if Joe Torre couldn't get the Yankees to win the division series against Cleveland, he would be fired. While the Indians won in 4 games, there hasn't been a decision yet on Torre. General Manager Brian Cashman said that a decision will likely come in a few days. Meanwhile, several Yankees have said that their impending free agency could depend on whether Torre returns to manage the club. Mariano Rivera, perhaps the best closer in the game, has already said that he will test the free agent market. Steinbrenner earns this week's asshat not for his comments, which are asinine in themselves, but for making the comments about a team that is beyond loyal to their manager. Steinbrenner's insistence on immediately winning could end up destroying a team, both in the clubhouse and on the field. Congratulations, George. Billy Martin is flipping you off from that baseball diamond in the sky.
Calling all Colonial crazies, here's some matchups that you have to look forward to in the upcoming days here on campus. Friday, men's soccer versus Sacred Heart at the NAC at 3:30. Sunday, you can catch men's soccer again at 1 o'clock, or tennis on Sunday at 12 versus St. Francis. And on that note, if you want more RMU-TV coverage of all things Bobby Moe, here's what you can watch. RMU Live News is on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5:30. Thursdays has CSC at 9:30, and RMU Tonight is Thursdays at 8:55. Be sure not to miss any of it. With our call-ins today, we want to say congratulations to Brian, Race Team 21 for IMing SportsCenter. You won a $25 gift card to Dick's Sporting Goods.
Don't spend it all in one place. Wait, that's it for Colonial Sports Center. Our thanks to Ryan Zabinski, Matt Davies, Bill Romango. She's Kelly Burke. I'm Andrew Chiapese. From all of us here at RMU-TV, good night.
and looking at the plays for the Colonials on offense, we're going to take a pause here. As we're going to step in and I'm going to show you the great throwback to Eric Solinsky to get the ball in time. And then you'll see upfield, you're going to get Mario Hines into the end zone for a touchdown. Moving on later in the game on the ensuing kickoff, trouble as Al Phillips, the returner for Wagner Seahawks, gets a hold of the ball. But the Colonials, if you look at all of them, you got one guy here, one guy there, one guy here, all of them up here ready to make the tackle. And watch what happens. Breaks through the tackle, gets to the sideline. Walser takes a bad angle, and there goes Al Phillips up the field to bring the lead to within 3 points. Colonials, though, would try to respond on offense, as we're going to see Miles Russ with a great run. We're going to slow it down and stop it for you right about here. And if you look, you got a hat on a hat. Every Wagner defender, except for the free safety right here, is being blocked. And we're going to let it play one more time. As you see Miles Russ get up the field, shoestring tackle made, I believe, by Al Phillips himself. Later in the game, though, Nate Argenta, you see him right here at the top of the screen, sees the pitch going out, goes in, makes a great tackle, stops the Wagner Seahawks on 3rd down. But on 4th down, we have trouble. Looks like a good kick, clean kick, but actually there was a flag. You see the ref right here, roughing the kicker. We're going to take one more look at it. And as you see it, Michael Landers kind of looks like he's falling into the play, but it's hard to tell. Oh, well, the refs made the call, and that's the call that they're going to have to deal with. There's Landers a bit dejected, as were the rest of the Colonials. They would lose this one 20-13, the final score. All right.
2, Marcus Booth, 2 minutes for slashing, 7:48. Sean Firstresser, 2 minutes for tripping at 8:41. Scored by number 23, David Novoslawski. Assisted by number 24, Dave Allen. And number 5, Andrew Vanilla. On the goal, 9-1-5. Goalie number 34, Arlon Garba, 2 minutes for tripping. Also, unsportsmanlike penalty on Josh McNair. Out of the penalties, 10:02. Scott Coviolco, 2 minutes for Hokie at 11:32. Goal scored by number 3, Corey Konechny, assisted by number 4, Logan Noble. This is a short-handed goal at 12:01. Daniel 2 minutes for tripping at 15:01. By number 17, Joel Gasper, a power play goal. The goal 16-13. Also, Ryerson County on number 7, Stuart Neal, 2 minutes for interference. scored by number 26, Chris Margot. Assisted by number 22, Sean Bergstresser, and number 16, Ryan. Scored by number 15, Greg Hopkins, assisted by number 10, Tom Beyondich, and number 17, Joel Casper. Time of goal, 18. Penalty on number 4, Jeff Gilbert, 2 minutes for slashing at 19:07. 2, Marcus Booth, and number 3, Corey Canode. Scored by number 17, Joel Asper, assisted by number 8, Logan Biddle, and number 23, David Vodoslawski. And Robert Moore's 6th goal scored by number 28. Goal scored by number 22, Sean Bergstresser, assisted by number 10, Tom Beyondich, and number 27, James Sparks. Time of the goal, 3:56. Santelli, 2 minutes for tripping at 6:30. Power play goal scored by number 16, Ryan Crothers. Ryerson goal scored by number 62, Marcus Booth, on assistant at 10. Penalty on number 5, Andrew Vanello. 2 minutes for high sticky at 11:07. 100